Hi guys, and welcome to my review of the Peba car camcorder D60. Here it is. It arrived today, Amazon Prime next day delivery, so once you decide you want one, you're not going to have to wait long. One of the main reasons of me getting a dash cam is I know they're becoming increasingly common. They help so much with any kind of collision. It doesn't even matter if you're involved or not, it can help provide vital evidence to prove who is or isn't at fault. Main thing is you want to know you're not at fault. But also, when I went to renew my insurance this month, they actually said having a dash cam will lower how much my insurance costs. I want to save money, so I'm game. I'm going to test it out and let you know what I think. Lovely looking camera on the front. It mentions all the different features at the bottom, but yeah, a nice small little package. Now see what's in it. Here we have the little suction pad, so that'll keep it on the windscreen for you. And the cable which will plug into your cigarette lighter. So it looks like a decent length cable so far. We'll see how good it is in the installation later on. Ideally, this should be able to plug in and wrap around the outside of your windscreen so you don't have any dangling cable. I'll let you know. Then finally, we have the actual camcorder. The exciting bit now. There you go. Nice little camcorder. There's the little screen that you can see while driving along. Looks pretty decent to me. I think it looks very smart. We'll see what it looks like on my car. So, what features does the Peba car camcorder D60 actually have? When I've been researching it, it says it has super night vision, which is perfect. When you're driving around at night, you want to make sure you're protected just as much during the day. The second feature about the camcorder is it has an ultra wide view. It has an expanded field of 150 degrees, which means that you can see the full road. So you want to see both lanes coming past, you want to see people walking past, you want to see everything just to make sure you're fully covered. It also has a 2.7-inch screen, which means that you can see exactly what's happening in real time. So as you're starting up the car, you can just check, okay, yep, camera's on, you can see exactly what vision is there. One of the things that really actually impressed me about the camcorder is that it has a gravity sensor. Gravity sensor means that if it detects the car having a sudden or significant change in movement, it will automatically lock all the files down and save them because of it believes something's happened and that these will be of use at a later point. This camcorder works on 24-hour loop recording, and how it manages to keep going is literally it will just replace any old files with the current ones as and when it reaches the end of its loop. I don't know if you're like me and you worry every now and then about leaving your car parked in a random car park, or even just having it outside your house overnight, that someone potentially might break into it, something might happen. The good thing is that this camera actually has a parking mode. So when you actually power off, it will automatically turn back on and start recording if it senses any kind of vibration or anything. So they're great, so if anyone tries to break into your car, you will have the footage of them there and then. Okay, so once the Peba camcorder is installed correctly in my car, I'm going to be taking it out for a test drive. And as it's still daylight, I'll be getting a bit of daylight footage, and then later tonight I'll go out again once it's dark, just so you can see it during the day and during the night. And we want to test out that super night vision and just see how good it is. So I'll be showing you some of that footage straight after, and then I'll be going through afterwards my thoughts on the actual dash cam itself. So the last listed feature is actually the fact this is meant to be really, really easy to install. Perfect for me because I don't want anything complicated. I can't handle that. Only one way to find out. As you can see here, it's got a nice little image of my front door. That's very clear from this screen, so it'll be good to download the footage after and see how good that looks on the computer, but that looks really good to me. Right, time to go for a test drive. So the positives of the car camcorder are the wire itself is really, really long. So no matter what car model you've got, it's going to fit. The quality of the footage is actually really high as well. Looking back through it all, I was actually pretty impressed. For a camera that is around £50 price, it's got some pretty decent quality. I actually even think that this is something you could take on a road trip and get some decent footage of the surrounding areas you're going through mountains or anything too. I really like the super night vision. I felt that it was really high quality. When you look at the footage that I showed you guys, you can clearly see everything around you. There was no issue with it being country roads, with it being town traffic. I was actually surprised at how much safer I felt driving around with a dash cam on. Anything that was happening, I just kept thinking, thank God I've got a dash cam. I also found I was driving much more carefully myself, which I wasn't expecting at all. But I guess there is an element of someone is watching you. That footage is there. This camera shoots in high definition, which is great. The quality is decent, especially for the price range that this camera is sat at. However, you do get some dash cams that will shoot at 4K. Shooting at 4K will give you every bit of detail you could want, especially when it comes to the number plates. The footage did show a slight weakness with showing all of the number plates visible, which isn't ideal, but in the grand scheme of things, I do still think the footage was fairly decent. The camera is a little bit larger than some of the other models in the market, but I think this works in its favour. It's a little bit more visible when you're driving round, and it also means if your car is parked up somewhere, it's less likely to be broken into, which is a massive benefit in my mind. The camera is also really smart. It doesn't look like an eyesore at all. The only slight downside to it being a little bit bigger was that it took a little bit more playing with to get into the right position so that it didn't impact my vision. But once it was in place, it was perfect. From looking at other models, quite a few don't make it clear if the camera is on and working. However, with this one, it's great. It has a red light to show power is on and a little blue flashing light to show it's recording. This means it's easy to see as you're going along. It is working. You don't need to check it all the time. If you're looking for a mid-range camera, I would recommend this one. It is decent, especially for the price. I believe it would cover me. I felt that the footage was good. Obviously, I've shown it for you guys so you can see for yourself. If you'd like to find out more info, please check out the link below.